Hmm. Hello. We started our second broadcast today. Today is May 24th, and it's Zacariah is scheduled to come, and he cannot because we have 10 people. So we need someone to get out to let Zacariah in.
I'll go, Max.
Oh, somebody's gone. Thank you.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're good now. So Zacariah has a chance to come in. Until he comes through, he had some problems with time as usual, but he wants to come through and he will join us possibly. We'll do the announcements as usual, and then we'll do the free discussion. If anybody wants to channel, you're welcome. So we are a group of people, a community of people around the site humancolony.org, humancolony.org. You can find us. Hey, Jaguar, welcome. So you can find us on Facebook. Join us and friend us on Facebook. Search for Hucolo, which is abbreviated Human Colony, spelled Hucolo, and also follow us on Google+. These webinars are announced, and I invite you to join through Google+. And if you follow us, we'll follow you, and then you will receive the invitations to join us. How many of you have received invitations by email and clicked on the link on invitation in Gmail?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, good. So it's working.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. So it's working, and you, it's working. Thank you. So it's working. Basically, we just started doing that, and it's working. You follow us, we follow you, and then we join our circle, and I invite everyone in the circle to the webinar, and you join. So again, Zacariah is trying to come through. So if any one of the 10 people wants to drop off and just watch, that would be a great service. We invite donations. We really can go much further without donations, and donating is easy. If you don't want to call it donation, call it investment or sharing or help. We are different. You can see we are different. We are different. And if you think that what comes through us is important, please help us. Please be part of that. Just sitting and watching is not enough. If you watch us and you believe that what we do is important, help us. Even small donations radically change the flow. Basically, right now the flow is, thank you, blessed are those who donated. That really helps. The flow is there, but it needs to grow. Otherwise, we can't really continue. Sending money by PayPal is easy. Go to humancolony.org and click donate, or you click Max and you can find all the coordinates. My PayPal address is max@humancolony.org. When my daughter first came through, one of your hybrid daughters came through Jim. One of her first, maybe the first question was, why are you so sad? And she asked several questions of that sort during the time, and all of them were very transformative. So I wasn't really sure why I was sad. I wasn't considering myself sad. I'm pretty happy, but yes, there is much sadness. And I answered something, but it wasn't the full answer, and it was just one of the facets of the answers. So why are we so sad on Earth? From their perspective, they are hybrids, away from their families, away from their parents, away from Earth, human hybrids, and life for them is very different than for us. So they consider themselves lonely, and they would think that we are here happy. And now I'm here having happy family, happy loving family. I love my family. I love my friends. I have life experience. Why am I sad? So, explaining things about money doesn't help. They don't really understand the money, and they have no way to help. So that is not the thing. And finally, a few days ago, I just realized that it is about missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. There is so much excitement here, so many opportunities, and what makes us sad is when opportunities are gone. And here is opportunity for human colony. It's really great opportunity. We get terrific message. We get human colonies going. We just recently expanded human colonies from one alliance to another alliance. So we get, again, 10 people, and Zacariah cannot come through. I will ask him to knock when he is ready. So I don't ask people to leave. And actually, I will ask him to join by Skype, which is also, I don't know if he will be able to listen. So I'll ask him to, I just ask him to knock when he is ready. All right. Jaguar left. Oh, that's pretty. I hoped he would channel a little bit. And then we have Nick. Hey, Nick, welcome.
Do you want me to get out so he can come in, or?
Zacariah, as usual, messed up the time. And when he knocks in on Skype, I will ask someone to leave, but you are welcome to stay. Are you? Okay, Zacariah said something. No, it wasn't him. Okay, so are you in the mood to channel or not? If you're not, that's fine.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, take your time. Don't hurry. So Nick is inviting private sessions. His charge is $33 for 45 minutes. Nick is great with channeling reptilians, and Michael and other people. So Nick is great, and channeling seems to be easy for him. Being involved also with human colony, you can help us by helping on the site. We have several projects which require help. Do you guys have any questions? I have tons of questions to ask, but do you have topics which are urgent to bring up? I guess everybody's tired and doesn't have any questions for me. So are you sure? Okay. I will then summarize what's happened last few days. I guess most exciting thing was that we have 3 channelers that were born in the last 12 days. They were opened. As Lakesh said, they spoke alien languages first, and then that came channeling. I guess most interesting experience was with Sabrina. She didn't want her first channeling session, private one, to be published, but I guess I'm pretty sure I can share the experience. So basically, she could easily speak alien languages, but she couldn't understand, and when she tried to channel, nobody went through. So what I did, I started reading poetry and inviting the poetry to come back through. So she started reading poetry, and it was real poetry, very nice. So somebody on the other side was reading poetry for us. And then finally, he decided to show up himself, and he showed up himself and spoke to us from first voice. He couldn't expose any information. Basically, he was possibly a light worker, who was supposed to teach her languages, but wasn't authorized to speak. So his speaking was sort of limited in a way. Jim, your camera is not working. Oh, Jim, sorry. Nick, your camera is not working. If you can turn on the camera, that would be great.
The camera's not on?
Oh, now it is on.
him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I see.
Oh, now you're good.
Okay.
There was some glitch.
Yeah, well, it's using Max. It's using my computer camera, but the microphone from the camera, because I unplugged it and now I forgot how to switch it back to just that camera.
You're good now, I think.
Yeah, I'll just use it like this. It's fine.
Yep. So are you ready? If not, take your time.
Yeah. No, I think I know who wants to come through.
Oh, who?
I don't want to say it just in case it's not him.
Okay.
We'll see. Greetings to you all. This is Kenjin, King of Erra.
Welcome, Your Majesty. So much honor to be in your presence.
The honor is still mine, as you know.
Do you have a welcoming statement?
I am pleased to inform you that Girk Fitneer has allowed us to join with them. And we are now operating 3 colonies, operational. There has only been a few visitations so far, mostly from the members of this human colony group. And you will many of you will remember it. Maybe some of you already do, you just haven't shared it, which is fine. And even if you don't remember, you will, and you will continue to come, and you are always invited to come to our colonies and Girk Fitneer's, as well as many other types of ships that surround your planet. As we said, we don't really, it is unnecessary for you to stretch your spirits across the cosmos when we're all here to assist you in any way possible.
Thank you very much. It is very exciting news.
It is more exciting. This is one of the most exciting projects I have ever undertaken.
What are your ideas for the use of those colonies?
That there are some bases that are different in our colonies than, say, Girk Fitneer's. Some of the differences are you may wake up from our colonies in a pile of sweat.
Okay.
This may be combat training. It may be vigorous cardio, hyper exercising. It's very fun and very powerful and develops your abilities quickly. And you may have ideas about what these things may be in your head, but it's most likely nothing close to the reality of what we're talking about. So ours colonies, our training exercises are meant for nightly visits. Eventually you will just be able to come 4 or 5 times a week, and you will slowly have to come less and less, and you will be able to bring these talents, and you will start seeing you're losing weight faster if you're trying to lose weight, or you're getting healthier if you were trying to get healthy for so long. These are the types of things, as well as healing chambers and master Reiki sessions from the rishis themselves. The rishis are actually the people who invented yoga on your planet. They live on Erra. Their remnants exist still in many of your monks and traditions still, but the actual spirits had evolved to the point where they ascended, and they exist now on Erra, and they are working. Their disciples are working in the colonies with anyone who decides to come.
One of the activities which we would like to do in the colonies would be to expand the contact and to make the plans for the open contact and for the life after the open contact.
This is the procedure. At this point, there is still not any likeliness that the open first contact would come before January 1st, 2015. That is pretty much as close as we're allowed to go, is what your collective has told us.
One of the activities...
We'll push that back, and the fact of the matter is humanity may well push it back over and over again if they're just still not fully adjusted. They can get a week within, and then by the time that week comes, the energy is just not the same because people are expecting something and they don't want to be disappointed. Therefore, they create the reality that they cannot be disappointed if nothing happens.
I understand. Yeah, whatever time for contact is, we trust it. But still, we can do a lot to make it closer, and basically, whenever it happens, to make the aftermath of the open contact more positive. One of those is to create...
There has been a message, I'm not sure exactly how it got through, but the message was that open first contact will come as a thief in the night.
That would be fine. That is expected.
At first, it was expected to be during the day. That has shifted this last few months. It is no longer going to be a day event.
So when the contact
of the planet.
When the contact happens, obviously there will be a lot of different reactions. Some humans will welcome that, and some will be scared, and the mass media would also split.
Most likely the ones that are scared will not be trying to greet the Pleiadians when the day comes. They won't even feel the call. The ones who will feel the call of the Yahyel will feel electricity static around their body as if they never felt before. They will feel more awake and more alive than they ever have before. They will realize they have never slept a minute in their life, and they will just follow the pull of the Yahyel and follow them to the places they will land when you arrive there in your groups. First contact must occur with groups of people. They will not be able to shift into your density fully unless you have enough collective energy in that specific focused point in space and time. The groups must be a minimum of 13 people. Most of the time, the contact is going to happen in a little bit of an isolated area, which does not mean not near a populated area. It just means it could be right out in the open, but nobody usually goes there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course, that makes a lot of sense.
You will not know exactly as you have been told until they touch you. You will know that they're there, but you won't believe what you're seeing until they touch you. You won't believe that they're really real until they touch your hand and shake your hand.
That is profound. And after that happens, the humanity will start realizing that aliens exist and they have been here for a long time. And a lot of truth will come out, and it will shake the humanity, and the shock will be huge. How it will resolve, that is where the human colonies can help greatly. Until right now, we don't have a culture which is on Earth, which is capable of accepting the the open contact. Even light workers would be very shaken as well. So if people on human colonies meet the aliens and develop this human culture, alien-aware human culture, then there will be a seed which can then expand greatly.
Every time you say light workers might not be able to handle it, you push first contact back.
I know.
You
I know.
speak, and it is.
I know. So the best way to spread the knowledge and educate the people are videos. That is the reality of humanity at the moment. Videos and video games.
Yes.
So
Skyrim.
Say it again?
There is a game called Skyrim.
Yes, I looked it up, yes. So the colony number 3 of Girk Fitneer is developing the videos and video interviews for the release after the open contact. And upon my request, they already created thousands of hours of video interviews between humans and aliens, and humans interviewing humans which are talking to the aliens. So there is a lot of information. And so people in the colonies which already know aliens, they have that understanding, and now it's video recorded, it's ready to be released. I invite Pleiadian colonies also engage in this activity. Video interviews are the key for transforming the reality and educating
that. Okay, go ahead.
Educating the humanity after the contact. First 2 weeks after the contact are most critical. If these videos are released on television networks, are shown to others, because first people wouldn't be able to tell others, they would know for themselves, but the videos are the way the information is spread on Earth.
It may be prudent to not light the planet up all at once. Even after first contact, that doesn't mean that all of the world will know first contact has happened.
Yes, I understand.
They
So
will have a feeling, and it's slowly but surely more and more of these occurrences will be put on television and internet, and the videos from the colonies will be probably released a little bit later.
I agree.
The
Yes.
schools you are talking about, colonies you would like to be on the planets themselves, must be created by you. This is why you are here. You are the ground team.
Yes.
We will never be the ground team. We are the sky team.
Of course.
You are the ground team.
Yes.
Even after first contact, it is always your world.
Yes.
And also, do you understand that these Erran colonies are Pleiadian colonies?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, I understand, I agree, is that there will be a tipping point. So yes, possibly first contact will not tip the perception of humanity, will not open the eyes of everybody. But as the information accumulates, there will be some point when the things tip, and when perception tips, and at that point, a few weeks after that would be absolutely essential for education, because if the humanity goes the wrong way, then the aliens basically will be feared and rejected. So there is much flexibility there at the time after tipping, first 2 weeks to 4 weeks, when humanity can be educated in a positive way. And if there is video material with real aliens, real alien faces, and humans who speak to them, and if these materials are released to internet and television networks, that would greatly change the whole history. And television networks, at some point, they can be afraid, but after a certain point, after a tipping point, they will be very eager to show any alien faces on TV, and aliens have an opportunity to become as popular as Beatles, or more.
They're already much more popular than the Beatles ever were. People love aliens, but they don't understand that most of us are not really alien. Alien is what's on your planets. It's your animals, your quadrupeds, your fish and dolphins and sharks and whales. Those are aliens. We are people.
Of course.
Yeah.
Another activity on human colonies is facilitators. Basically, right now, there are few people who cycle back and forth between the aliens and the humans and know both worlds. And the number of these humans is tiny, very tiny. We need 3D humans from Earth who should be able to speak to the aliens and speak to our politicians and be facilitators in the diplomatic relationships.
Yes, this already occurs.
So the colonies could be a training ground for making many more, for educating many more of human interpreters and actually...
Your governments are aware of the colonies and they promote them from silent stools beneath the floor.
That is mystical. Silent stool beneath the floor.
They are helping more than you could possibly grasp.
That is interesting. How are they helping?
Most of them just sit down and pray all day. That could help more than you understand.
The governments pray.
Yes. In America, in England, in Italy, in Russia, in Germany, in Sweden, in Mexico, in Brazil. Most countries are like this.
I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to you. The governments pray?
Shamans within the ranks. The
Yes,
ones
but
that never get caught corrupted. Those are the ones that spend most of their days praying over the countries they serve.
I understand what you mean. But those people who are trained to be facilitators, they're either hybrids up above or they are military down below. But light workers, I don't know how many light workers are trained to be facilitators in the diplomatic negotiations.
Are you asking me a question, or are you just stating that you don't know?
I'm stating that the colonies could train lots more light workers to speak to aliens and then to represent the aliens on the ground.
This is what they're doing.
Yes.
This is what you're doing right now.
Yes, of course. But you know, my channel is limited. We are speaking.
It is only limited by your own perspective. As goes for all of you, as it does for all of us. It is time for me to go. I bid you all farewell and peace to your whole world. We love you very much, and we again invite you to the new colonies. You will remember us by our red, gold, and white uniforms. You may wake up in a pile of sweat, but you just forget the rust and do what you must. Amen.
Amen. Nick, welcome back.
Cool, that guy's awesome, man. He's like so serious.
What's the best? I forgot to ask him or I didn't want to ask him during the channel. What's the best way of welcoming him, addressing him? His Majesty or
He
Kenjin?
doesn't care. You can call him Kenjin for all he cares.
Very nice. Yeah.
Because he's a king on his planet. He doesn't need to be a king here.
It's up to his preference. I don't know. For light workers, I think.
You'd have to ask him. I'm just saying what I think. Well, he's like different to me, so. But like, I was in the colony just now with the. I'm like sweating, dude. I was like, I was just doing like fencing with these boards that are like they retractable, kind of like I don't know. It was so cool.
Have you been to the colonies yet? The new ones, the Pleiadians on the ground?
Just that was the first time I went.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. You were talking to him, but I was up there.
Oh. How did it look?
New.
Was it looking human or extraterrestrial?
No, they look like how I imagine Bill Gates' like house to look. It's just all It looks like screens everywhere. But they're the walls. Some of them they're transparent, and then they like shift when you think of something. But then like I don't know how they do it. Like to do the anti-gravity part, you're just like in anti-gravity when you're battling. But like it's like a stadium. It's not too big, the one that I was in. And I was just going against. I was just by myself. I wasn't really training against anyone. I was just trying out the zero gravity thing. It's pretty cool. Definitely cool. You can like jump up onto the ceiling. It's really weird. But anyway, I'll stop talking about what's going on in my mind.
No. I think that is amazing. Zacariah is ready to channel, but there is tons of friends around.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him go. It's his anyway.
Nick, I've got a question about the about Kenjin. Do you know if he's got like a specific association to any animal?
The dragon, I believe, or the tiger. Not sure. I think it's both.
Okay. Cool.
Nick, I wanted to ask you, how tall are the doors in the colony?
There's not. Oh, weird. It's not like that. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's amazing. There's like multiple. It's like a big. It's shaped like the one I was in is like just a dome. You know, it might show up as a star, look like a star in the sky. And there's. I'm trying to think. It's that I'm seeing it so clearly, but the more I remember it now, that the bigger, like the more clear it gets, and then it gets more complex. The doors, they're not really doors. They're more like force fields that you pass through. And they clean your clothes and do different things and check your vitals and all this stuff at once as you pass through this. It's almost like plasma. It's like liquid, but it's steam, but it's encased in something solid, but it's not solid at all because you could pass through it. But you have to be at least five vibration of 5 to even go to the colonies, I think, is for any colonies. So when you're vibrating that fast, it's actually really easy to pass through those solid. They are solid. You could touch them and you feel them, but you pass through them and they actually pass through you and cleanse you and nourish you. You don't really eat much in these colonies because when you go there, you're just really like training. You're just training the whole time. They're like, at least the first colony, that's the one I went to, is their colony 1. They call it E1. and there's E2 and E3. And
Maybe it's from Earth 1, Earth 2.
I think it's Earth 1 or Erra 1.
Ah, yeah, maybe.
So
Both.
yeah, exactly. It's the unification of the E.
Did you go to bathroom there?
See, I was just there like astrally mostly, but I physically was there. That's the thing. That's the thing that people don't understand, that there's not much difference between the astral and physical on both ends of the coin. Like, just for the fact that my body's still here doesn't mean my body wasn't up there too.
But you did go to restroom.
You don't need to. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me ask you or comment. On some of the days, especially when I expect to be taken, my nails grew way longer. In the morning, I find my nails are really long. But
and they were using some kind of waves.
On the other hand, I think otherwise I'm not changed much. I promised myself if I go somewhere I will scratch myself, so I will see the scratch on my hand, so I will notice. But nothing like that happens. All right. If anybody can exit now, I will invite Zach to come again. He seems to be ready.
Yeah, I can go. I don't care. He was supposed to channel anyway, so I'll go. All right. Oh, somebody left. Dan left.
Can you hear the sound of the ringing? Anybody can hear the sound?
Ringing?
Yeah, I'm calling Zach. I guess you can hear, but I do. And he's not answering. All right.
Yeah, there was another being that wanted to come through at first.
No, Zach is not answering. He's again not reachable. So what being wanted to come through?
I don't even know, dude. He's been talking around me all day, and it's kind of scary.
Oh no! Please don't. Yes, no.
He's nice. He's really good, but what people are afraid of the stories.
Can you reveal the name?
What is his name? Oh, he wants to be called Nocturne.
Nocturne.
Well, you know how Lyrans are the feline people. But why don't we ever hear about the canine people?
Canine? Really? I don't know. Maybe they're in different part of the galaxy. Let me ask.
Here as well, but they're shrouded in mystery.
Hey, Jaguar, are you there?
Oh, Zacariah.
No, it's Jaguar.
Oh,
yes.
Jaguar, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. Are you in the mood to channel?
Not really. It's
fine, whatever. Yes.
Quite late in my time zone. The last time I did that, it wasn't a positive experience. I'm still going through some of the consequences. So
I understand.
This late channeling is not healthy for me anymore. So.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, let me know, and we'll schedule and in the time which is good for you.
Yeah, the afternoon sessions are okay. The late nights, not so much. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know when you want to. Does anybody have anything else to discuss?
You should channel Michael Jackson, Nick.
Somebody was talking about Michael Jackson to me today too. No, want to know what's really funny that I just found out? The church that I go to in Milford, I don't go very often, but I do go on like my birthday and Easter, and I like to go whenever I'm alone. Anyway, crazy synchronicity. Tomorrow at that church, and it's a big church, it owns half this town. There's a general coming to talk. A general. I thought that was a little crazy. They said this has never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
They want me to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Interesting.
too weird of a synchronicity. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous to go now.
So you can meet General Rakor in person. He will look like... Oh, Zacariah joined. Hey, Zacariah, welcome.
Hi, sorry it took me so long.
It was expected. That's okay. Finally, you're here. Welcome. You're online or live on air. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine, tired, but actually full of energy still. We had nice channelings today. Lots of things kind of got more substantiated. The human colonies on Earth have been created by the Pleiadians, 3 colonies, so that is great news.
Wow, nice.
Cloaked ones.
Of course.
Erran colonies.
Okay, I haven't heard of anything yet, so I don't know. I don't really keep in touch with that stuff.
We invite if you want to channel, we invite 4-dimensional beings, preferably. Also, there is a person which is, I guess, also 4-dimensional, but he is an operative on Earth. His name is Anonymous Allendale. So if Allendale wants to come through, that would be a great excitement. He has a nice story. He went through several other channelers, and brought a lot of news. And his name was associated with David Wilcock. He helped David Wilcock at some point. But
Okay.
that is just one of the invitations. Otherwise, we invite positive energies, positive 4-dimensional beings.
I'll connect and see what comes through.
People ask for E, but I'm not ready for E. It's just the vibration which requires the morning vibration. In the evening, I'm not ready for E. I really appreciate the love, but we are now more like 3D. At least I'm more 3D than above 4. 4 and 3 is good.
I'm gonna take myself out of my own body right now.
Greetings.
Greetings. Please introduce yourself. You're live on air. We have 8 viewers and 10 participants.
I will. Let me get used to the body.
Oh, no rush. No hurry.
I am what your people call an oversoul.
Welcome.
I have fractaled myself into many different vessels in order to perceive the physical realm through different perspectives, in order to learn in the best way. I would be connected to your aspect of the Egyptian Anubis.
Yes, we heard about Anubis. Please tell us more how it is structured, how the oversoul is related to our higher selves and other souls.
Your higher selves are simply different aspects of you at a different resonant frequency. You perceive it as higher when the self resonates at a similar frequency to yours, thus causing a euphoria due to the chemical reactions within the physical plane. As everything is an indirect perception of the metaphysical, there is a small gap that the humans fell into a very long time ago. This is why direct perception of the metaphysical is very difficult. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The connection is slightly weakening.
Okay, I'm imagining an oversoul and soul. There's a tree and branches, and then beads on the beads like berries on the branches. Is it how it can be structured?
You can perceive it in such a way, yes, but it is an oversoul would be a collection of many energy waves to produce one. And then when it passes through the void, it creates spirals. And this is what you would call the Kundalini in your terms. This spiral transfers all the way through your spinal cord and down into the center of the physical, as there is a limitation to the physical.
I understand.
You are all but fractals of one, and you have come into this realm in order to perceive yourself at a different perspective.
Yes. So the higher self is, my higher self is a vortex within you?
Yes, your higher self is infinite. It is everything. It is what you wish to tune to create your linear time track. As you are but energy, and when you enter the physical realm, you can create a time stream and connect to different vessels in order to perceive the physical realm in different perspectives. And these vessels that you connect to form along a helical track that has an axis. You perceive the center of the axis as the linear time stream, which you can tap into to read past lives. But they all exist at once, all at the same time, and you can tune into them whenever. When you leave this vessel, you can connect to another.
Yes. So we are digital. We have a digital genome and we have atoms, so we're kind of made of particles, at least in our physical bodies.
This is the physical manifestation of energy. Particles don't exist unless you make them.
So, are you also digital, or you are like more like wave? We don't have particles within you.
I am all that is. I am existence.
What is your relation?
Consider me more of a wave.
I understand. Thank you. What is your relationship to the Creator?
I would be considered, as I said, your Egyptian god of Anubis. This is one of the physical vessels that I connected to. My job was to watch over the human souls that left the creator world, because the physical realm was made to be for creators to practice and create. And then duality struck, and the physical world collapsed into good and evil. They do not exist. They are one and the same, and you perceive them in different ways depending on the frequency.
So this collapse, was it the fall of the angels?
Angels do not exist. They are simply higher beings that you perceive. They are messengers because you perceive them as such. They can be dangerous if you perceive them in such a way. It depends on your perception. This collapse of the worlds was due to warfare from a reptilian race that had attacked the original human beings. When they entered this universe, as humans did not originate from this universal complex. They existed outside. Their universe reached completion. They left, created another universe by collapsing an already decaying universal structure. And this universe was designed mathematically for free will, as you call it. The possibilities to do anything. There was small space that needed to be taken up. So a small void was created, and your flower of life pattern is what creates the multi-dimensional structure of the physical realm. Outside the physical realm is more like a torus field, you could say. This is the metaphysical. Outside of that, well, is incomprehensible by the human brain.
Okay. In relation to Big Bang, which Big Bang is ours? We maybe a second or third of the Big Bangs?
Your human's Big Bang was the giant expansion of energy that you were able to perceive due to the lack of your vibrational resonance. You are in such a low frequency that you are perceiving everything after it has already happened. So the Big Bang was you perceiving the beginning of the universe infinite amount of time after it had already happened.
Right, but was there more than one Big Bangs?
Well, yes, there were multiple, as you would consider them. Many, actually. still going on.
Is ours second or third? No?
There is no timeline. Your universe is infinite.
From our perspective, would it be second or third? No?
It would still be infinite. From your perspective, it's nothing but energy. You create the reality by collapsing the wave functions. I'm trying to explain higher dimensional processes to you. I am sorry.
I appreciate that. I understand the difficulty. You know, when I explain science to people who don't understand science, I have the same emotions.
It is okay. I must go. This body is beginning to reject me.
All right. Much appreciation and welcome for coming.
Thank you. Oh, hold on.
All right. Take your time.
I'm okay.
Thanks, Zacariah. Nice channeling. Yeah, you tend to channel higher beings, and it's really hard to find common language with them.
I'm sorry. That's where I'm from, so I tend to channel where I'm...
Today's the energy is good, so it's much easier than last time. Last time I was really exhausted. But Ed, we learned something, yes.
Okay, that's good. Sorry.
I would invite everybody to unmute yourself and just to chat with Zacariah for a couple of minutes, just to flash the energy. I'll be back in a sec.
Hi, everyone who's not talking.
How's it going?
It's going great. Who am I talking to?
This is Will.
Oh, hey, Will.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
So is that your oversoul connection or someone else's?
It's just an energy that I tune into. I met it from Set. I am an aspect of Set, meaning I'm a fractal of his soul from a different vessel. And I tune into that, and from that I can tune into the other aspects of them, because all of the Egyptian gods create one oversoul.
Okay.
Same thing with all gods that humans perceive. They are all actually beings, just different from what we perceive them as.
So are you familiar with 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗧, the crocodile god?
Yes.
Okay.
I tend not to tune into some of the oversoul, as I don't like the energies. I like the more Isis-type energies. Set resonates with me because humans actually, I believe humans perceive Set as not the god of chaos, but the god of balance. Because chaos is balance. Within the darkest of nights, you will find the brightest of lights. And within the brightest of lights, you will find the darkest of nights. That's just what I believe.
Right.
Did anybody Zacariah mentioned that somebody else from fourth dimension wanted to come through and to talk.
Who
Remember?
Did? I did?
Yeah, Zacariah, you said that somebody wanted to talk to us.
Oh, yes, Mustafa, I think his name was.
Say again?
Mustafa, wasn't that his name?
Mustafa, I don't remember. Last letters would be FA or VA?
FA.
Okay, Mustafa. And who is that?
I think it's the Creole. Wasn't it like a gray type being?
Oh, Grails. Clairs or Grails?
It might have been the Grails, maybe.
Okay.
No, it was a Creole. I remember. Yes, it was a Creole. It was Mustafa. I know who you're talking about because they were talking about the sharp-toothed reptilians, right?
I don't remember.
I can see if they want to channel.
I would like to invite somebody like really clean, positive. Some Pleiadians were very welcome. We are now on Pleiadian mood set.
Okay. Actually, I have some friends here who can channel Pleiadians if they're willing.
Oh, that would be great.
I've never done something like this before, though. Ailish, do you want to?
I could try.
She can try.
Great. Well, that would be great. Very welcome.
Who would you be channeling?
I don't know. I'm not as experienced as Zach is. I'm new to this kind of stuff.
That's fine. Whoever comes through, if it is healthy for you, that would be very welcome.
Okay. Good luck. So, while she's channeling, what's been going on with everybody else, like experience-wise? I'm just curious.
I'm getting some experiences, but they're kind of sublime. I get some voices, but they're very sublime.
Mm.
Anybody else wants to share?
I've been having just crazy, vivid dreams lately.
Oh, nice.
Just like with types of drones flying around, like a white orb with a black stripe around it, and just random stuff like that.
That's kind of cool. When I have vivid dreams, I normally have them of, like, the U.S. getting bombed or something, a lot of the time. Or I'm on another planet.
Yeah, mine was something, had to deal with like a nuclear reactor, and I was like a soldier or something, and we had to like hide from these drones. It got pretty crazy.
That's actually pretty awesome.
So we got another 3 channelers who started channeling in the last 12 days. Nick started channeling, Sabrina, Jaguar, and few more people were starting speaking alien languages, galactic languages.
That was Sirian, I think. Yeah. Fourth dimensional Sirian. That was basically a blessing saying, I wish all of you high energies and a positive life. It was like a light encoding.
Thank you. I'm sorry I forgot the name of your friend. It's somewhere on the... Again?
The one channeling?
Yeah.
Ailish.
Ailish?
Ailish, yes.
Ailish. How would you spell it? E-L-I-S-H?
A-I-L-I-S-H.
Nice. Okay. Is she ready or what?
I don't know. She's new to this. I just wanted to see if she wanted to do it. Ailish?
I guess Zacariah has been blocked. The connection is stopped. This happens. I guess their guides or helpers are blocking that. Zacariah is authorized to speak, and Ailish is not yet.
Wasn't it Eliash?
A-I-L-I-S-H. Ailish. But basically, you know, it was a clear sign she is not supposed to channel right now.
Hi guys, what did I miss?
Oh, there was 2 nice channelings. One from by Nick from Kenjin. So basically, he explained more about the colonies and that they have been cleared and became part of Girk Fitneer, which is a great news. And then we had some discussion of what people could do in the colonies and how it is being done. And then Nick's energy was interfering with what Kenjin was speaking. I clearly was not discussing things with Kenjin, but discussing with Nick. But you know, Kenjin's essence still was there, so it was a mixed combination. And then Zacariah channeled what's his name? What's the name of the god? I forgot. Just a second. Anubis, the god with a sort of special head. I don't know what's the name of this head. Long ears, a long nose head. Anubis. Which was an oversoul, just you know, a facet of all that is. I guess now it's a good time to announce that Zacariah also invites private sessions, and you can reach him through the website humancolony.org. There is a Zacariah menu where you can find all his contact information, and you can reach him. He is best reached by Skype, and he's not very good with time, so expect that it's easier to catch him late at night on Friday and weekend, and on other days he's busy. But otherwise, he's happy to channel for people, and people who were persistent got in touch with him and channeled through Zacariah. And invite people to reserve spiritual consultation sessions with me. I charge little for that, or you can also only pledge your payment for the future. Did anybody have any things to discuss? The topics are hybridization, human colonies, channeling, experiences, languages, and things of that sort. Let me start asking people. Bahita, are you there? Hey, Bahita. So Bahita is not there. All right. Anybody else there? Hey, Dennis, would you like to share your experiences? Can you speak?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. This is my first time ever, so I bought myself a computer just a month ago, so you can imagine I'm a bit shy, so...
We can see and hear you clearly.
Thank you. So I'm really, really new to this. I discovered the Max site just last week, but everything just started to make sense immediately. So I'm really I can see that Zacariah is very young compared to me. So I'm listening.
Bring up the topic. What's your main question? What's your main excitement? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm a bit overwhelmed.
Wait, what?
Okay, that's fine. Hey, Zacariah, you're back.
Mm-hmm. What was he talking about? All I heard that he called me young, which is fine.
You just said that Zacariah is young, which is understandable. By some reason, I can't bring you up. You kind of your image disappears. Can anybody see Zacariah? All right.
No, I can't.
All right, that's fine. So Zacariah, apparently the phone was disconnected right at the moment when Eilish wanted to was invited.
So much energy in the room that it is ruining the connection between your devices. There is just I am not the only one who is
present.
Yes, there are others in this room who have experience with channeling and are trying to do that as of now. And so just the frequencies, because we make it difficult for the connection to stay as strong.
Let me try to give you a blessing. Maybe that will clear the connection. So I bless you all. I bless you, Lightworkers. I bless God within you. I bless your path. I bless your imagination and your playfulness. I wish you be very successful in what you do, and I wish you to do very important things and to connect to each other and connect to everybody and make you happy and fulfilled. Amen.
It fills me with so much joy to receive your love. Namaste.
Namaste.
And this is Istamu, right?
Mm.
Yes, and there's actually 4 people in this room right now, not counting the 2 Sirians that are standing over in the corner, actually.
We welcome everybody. Thank you for your connection. It's an honor to be in your presence.
Did you hear that? It is an honor to be present for you.
Have
questions?
Yes. I guess the question, most exciting questions of today is that we got new channelers. 3 people started channeling in the last 2 weeks, and we are very excited. We are a new growing community hub of channelers. What is your perspective on that? Are you part of that? Are you watching us doing this?
The thing, anybody can channel. You just have to be open to it. It is possible for you to leave your physical body. Your energy can leave your physical body, and when that happens, as long as the energy, the being, is open to allowing another energy to become present within the physical body, then anybody can channel. However, it can be frustrating because you cannot always find the right. You cannot. You cannot speak clearly, correctly, and that can become frustrating. But anybody is able to channel. You could channel. Anybody can, but it takes much time and a lot of patience.
Thank you.
I see. I'm inviting beings to connect to me telepathically and channel through me for the last several years. So far, I didn't succeed, but I'm still hopeful, and I'm welcoming it, and I'm thinking I'm making progress. In the last meditation, somebody talked to me, so I caught few phrases in my conscious mind, which kind of came through.
Yes, a lot of people perceive images that sometimes translate into another language. All of these bodies go through periods where sometimes you do not see things as much as them. That is how it is for this body. This physical body perceives things through feeling, like auras. She does not so much as see the color of your aura as So when you are trying to channel, it is better for you to just go into a state of meditation and astral projection, and you will know if somebody's trying to come through. If they may not stay by yourself, they do not feel that it is worth their time so much to channel through you because there is nobody there to hear what they have to say.
Now we are here to what you have to say, and there is 6 viewers and 10 participants who are listening. So you're very welcome. Hello.
Thank you.
All right, so the connection is
does anybody else on this channel?
Say again?
Does anyone else on this call channel?
Right now, Jaguar is listening, but he is not channeling at the moment. And everybody else has not started channeling yet. Some of our participants speak alien languages, though. A little bit. I wanted to bring up the next topic, which is the topic of human colonies. How much are you involved with the human colonies?
𝗪𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗧?
Involved in human colonies?
Yes.
I do not spend much time on this planet. I enjoy
Zacariah, we lost you. We can't hear you. And Eilish, we can't hear you either. It is, I guess your telephone is not connecting. I mean, there is maybe interference in the signal. But we got a little bit. Hello?
Oh no, I wasn't. It's not me.
Hey, Caitlin. Hey.
Oh, yeah. I think something is messing with the connection because I keep disconnecting.
Oh.
Like mad disconnecting. I don't know why.
Yeah. Things happened to us today. Like somebody logged in from Turkey, which wasn't supposed to happen. Logged in our account.
Oh.
So I had to urgently try to change password and block. Zacariah, you're back. Welcome, Zacariah. We lost you about 2 minutes ago. The question was the human colonies. We didn't hear the answer.
She said no, she's not involved in them. She just channels through this body because she knows this body from another place.
Very nice. Is she still channeling or she already exited from the channeling?
𝗪𝗧𝗧, are you still present? Yes, she's still channeling.
Oh, so can you introduce yourself and talk about what is exciting for you? What's your excitement?
I enjoy singing and anything that is just anything that brings joy. I just love to bring joy. And I just wish love and happiness for everyone. I do not have what you would call a job. I just am.
Very nice. Can you sing right now, if it is possible for you to sing through this body?
Sing?
Yeah, if you enjoy singing, right?
I could give off frequencies.
Can you sing a song about love, or a child song, whatever you like better, children's song?
I could sing one in English, but this body does not speak Pleiadian. This mind that I'm in does not know Pleiadian. So I have to interpret the language into English.
Sounds great, wonderful. And again, they left. I wonder if I could be able to call them on the phone, but again, it should be not easy. Yeah. I guess we're asking for too much.
Because every time the phone would get close to him, it would fucking turn off the Wi-Fi, and then it couldn't connect to the people.
Max.
We hear you back. We hear you again.
The Wi-Fi turns off every time I put the phone closer to Eilish. So, I'm sorry.
Right now it's good. Why can't she just sit on your place? No? I mean, you mean there is a logical connection, not technical. I understand.
Yes. Eilish is back. She's done channeling. 𝗪𝗧𝗧 left.
I see.
The last time the phone stopped working.
All right. I mean, that was nice. That was we met another channel, which is by itself very very exciting. And you disconnected.
So what was your question?
I I have many questions. One was about the colonies, and one was about the songs and poetry.
Okay. I know a couple Sirian songs, maybe a Pleiadian one.
Oh, excellent! Please do. Please.
Hold on. Let me see if I can channel.
Wonderful.
Now, forgive me, my language is a little, well, my singing skills are a little, not there.
You get all the forgiveness. Whatever comes through is fine.
Parom Tayakam Toshero Darom Tekaro Tisemi Sareom Tekari Aseom Pareom Tekai Sekaro Hayeshi Sam Toke Saretam Pakareto Shimare Kataleshum Tikalam Otushim Pokolom Tushiga Teskalam Tekarom Tupote. That was a Sirian song for loving Gaia, I think.
Loving Gaia, our planet.
Yes, it was an ancient song of loving the Earth.
Is it
you normally chant it around a fire.
Oh, is it from Atlantis times?
Is it? Well, but it was from the Sirians. They brought it to Atlantis because the Atlanteans had pyramid structures that would beam light to and from the Sirius system as a transport mechanism.
Yes.
So they bartered and traded.
Yes, yes. I'm reading now the book about the visit of Sirians to Atlantis, so it kind of resonated.
Yes.
Are you able to translate the words of the song if it's easy?
No, that I can't do. It's more of a feeling to me than anything.
Would you like to sing another song? I mean, that was great. That sounded very authentic and very good.
Okay. I can think of another one. Timeyam Teshawa Sekarom Te Pao Sekasaka Game She Porukum Tilapa Korum Tu Tikarem Pato Tukorum. Sorry, it's really hard to sing without music in the background because I hear drums when I channel this stuff.
I see. It is very interesting.
That was a song about fire and the sun, I think. Yeah, that was about the sun.
Mm-hmm. Which also Sirian?
Yes, that was Sirian, but I think I might have channeled Pleiadian halfway through.
Yeah, that's what I heard. The language sort of shifted into something else.
Yeah.
So I have another question, which is a changing of the topic. But if you have another song which wants to come through, that would be nice as well. Whatever you like.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. My friends were talking. What'd you say?
Do you wish to sing another song, or should we change the topic and ask other questions?
Go ahead and change the topic. I can sing more later.
All right. So I'm very interested in Jewish history, and apparently you had great insights into Jewish history, which you started talking about, but you didn't expand on that last time.
Well, because I don't know a lot. I know what I've been told. I don't actually have any conscious memories of that time. My earliest memory of that time was... Okay, I remember being in Egypt during the time of Jewish enslavement. That's about it. And I wasn't human, I was a light being. I used to observe. That was about it.
Okay,
so
it's already something interesting. So Jewish enslavement, was it historically real? What was that? How did it Did they already wear kippas? Did they look like Jews?
Well, no, they looked like common people, just dirt and, you know, naked a lot because they were slaves. You couldn't tell the difference. You just knew that they were Jewish if they celebrated the holiday secretly. And you would know because some of them would... what's the word? I don't know how to explain it. You just knew, if that makes sense. You know, they had different beliefs than you. You could tell, because I didn't talk or anything. I just was there.
Did they believe in one God at that time already?
Yes, they did. They already believed in one God, and they believed in it fiercely. They defended it to their death. They didn't believe it to the extent at which they do now. It wasn't like, praise him, he's better than us, he'll save us. It was, praise him, he gave us life, we must hail him for this, you know? It was, he's the almighty creator, he gave us life. But nowadays, it's different than it was, if that makes sense.
Welcome to the ones who joined just recently. We're discussing Jewish history. So one of the questions which I asked, and I got a message from one of the higher beings, I don't remember who, maybe Lakesh, was that the Jews might have come from another planet?
From what I know of, their genetic heritage did. They themselves didn't. The belief system originated from Earth, was introduced by the Yahyel. See, the Yahyel are a genetic hybrid race between the Pleiadians and the Zeta Greys. It was an experimentation when the Zetas were still a light race. They were still Arcturians at this point. And the Yahyel had nowhere to go when they were originally created, so they came to Earth. And when they came to Earth, they mated with the Atlanteans and the Lemurians, and eventually, after decades, this timeline was introduced to the Jews, and this is where the Jews originated from. But the belief system came from the Yahyel, because the Yahyel are one. That's what they say. They are a collective. If you talk to one Yahyel, you were talking to all of them. So that's where that one God came from. Because the Yahyel, since the DNA is in the Jews, they talk to them subconsciously as the one.
So I am said to have 3% of Yahyel DNA. Would it be historically Jewish DNA that came from that time, or would it be a new one?
Yes, that's how many humans have it because of that. Not even thousands, hundreds of thousands of humans across the globe have this DNA in them because it should just been I don't know the word for it.
Inherited, transferred.
Yes, there we go. Transferred. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Throughout the generations.
Well, that explains a lot. So the Jews didn't come from another planet, but they were created on Earth from Yahyel, Arcturian, Atlanteans, and Lemurians.
Pleiadians and Arcturians created the Yahyel, yes. The Lemurians and the Yahyel intermingled, yes.
Producing Jews.
Yes. But the more separate and fractaled one came into play when the Martians actually attempted to invade Lemuria when Mars was blown up by the Arcturians. So when the Martians came to Earth as an escape, they had, what's the word I'm looking for? They caused a lot of trouble in Lemuria. They broke up a bunch of people and caused different sects. And this is kind of where the Jewish religion came from that fractaling of the beliefs. And then the Jews traveled to different parts of the world, separating themselves completely to produce the actual religion.
Yes. I understand now. That is a great help. So another story was, I think also came from Lakesh, but I'm not sure, was that Jews initially were created as dominant race which wanted to take over the world, and there was much negativity in that creation initially when they were kind of introduced to her. They were the story was that they had some sort of a scene. They couldn't make it to a higher dimension, and then they were allowed to repeat the experience and to go again through the transformation, I guess through ascension, and that's what we are doing right now.
It's a possibility. I've never perceived this reality. However, because of the fact that people are talking about it means it exists, I just don't tune into it. So I've never perceived this.
So the story
but
was.
I understand how you perceive it.
So the story was that initially they wanted to dominate the world, and that was sort of they were created as a leader race, the race who would take over the planet. But they went through slavery, through diaspora, and at some point, from warriors and conquerors, they became completely opposite. That was the message which I received. I think from Lakesh, but maybe someone else.
I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't know. I can't tell you if that's true or not.
And I remember now, through you, last time, someone came. It was a faction of Greys from a different planet, which gave Zetas. Say again?
The Creoles.
Creoles, yes, that's it. They started speaking and then we got disconnected. So they gave us a message that Zeta Greys are pretty negative and the best way to treat them is to ignore them, but their agenda is to take over the planet, steal the resources, and be done with it.
Yeah, that would make sense. That's what I've heard, and that's what the plan was when I was a Zeta. I mean, I was a Zeta for a very short time period. I did not like it at all. Like I said, I was an Arcturian during the days of the Light and the Grand Council, the Council of Nine, when it was still young. And when the Arcturians were forced to mutate themselves to the Zetas, they just lost a lot of their beliefs that had originally held them at high esteem. So it would make sense because they're very materialistic and go, go, go. They need to expand and populate because they have a fear of their species dying because they came so close to it. A couple, like back in the 1950s, there was only like 70,000 Greys. They were not a lot alive. That's why they were interacting with the humans, because they were trying to get DNA from the humans, because they are an offspring of the human species, so that they could gain their genitalia back, because they lost it through the genetic manipulation of their whole species to try and enhance them back to the original stage they were, and it ultimately failed.
Oh, very interesting. You told me part of that story, but if you can kind of refresh everybody, we have lots of new viewers who haven't heard your original story. Can you refresh on the whole story of you being a Zeta and the related stories, like from the beginning to the end, maybe flush the whole thing through briefly?
Okay. Well, I don't know where to start. Back when I was an Arcturian, during the Galactic Federation of Light, the beginning of the Council of Nine, I was an Arcturian. I was the second in command. I was the leading engineer, and I was basically the right-hand man to the king, who was Arc-Mech at that time. My name was Arc-Zim. Arc was its members of the society. They were a very technically advanced race, but they were an offspring from the original human species who had come into this universe. They were basically the second sister race. And when the Arcturians blew up Mars because of a genetic dispute, see, the Arcturians offered up their princess and the Martians offered their princess, but they didn't produce offspring. So war was produced, and during that time, I was actually murdered because I was trying to reveal some secrets that were going on in the Council of Nine from a being whose name was Akatu. Akatu was Pleiadian, however, he was working with the Draconians because this was around the time of the Draco-Lyran Wars, a couple thousand years before, of course linearly. And this is only one reality time stream. And I forgot where I was. Draco-Lyran Wars. And after Mars was destroyed, I died, so I came back as a Zeta, and I was just an engineer at this time. I had actually helped build the cracks the U.S. has found and back-engineered. And since then, I've been to Earth 10 times.
That's a nice short story. Tell me more about your life as a Zeta.
we didn't do much. Zeta life is like a beehive. You do one thing your whole life, no matter what. When you die, you get a clone body, you do it again. If you want to. If you don't, you go to another life. Zetas are very... And then the Zetas have their drones, different types of drones. I actually have...
Zacariah, we lost you again. There is a, I guess you're blocked by Zetas. Hey Zetas, please let him speak. We want to know a little more. Yeah, it's always happens with Zacariah. His connection is not too good. Anybody has any comments or questions? Zina, how are you?
I lost myself, and then I found myself, and then there is a disconnect. Something was disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
There was problem.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do you know translation of Israel?
I can Google it.
No, I'll tell you.
All right.
That's me. The God Earth.
Can you repeat?
It's like the ground of God, the place, the God, the earth of the God.
Okay.
Israel.
Yes. All right.
And then the Egyptian God, it's I think his face looked like a alligator, something like alligator.
I can actually show just a sec. It's on my screen right here. Just a second, I will show you Anubis. Here we go. Here we go. That's a picture. Can you see it?
No.
No.
Okay. Oh, it's a wolf.
I don't know what it is. It's hard to describe. But that's what I got. I can click on a few more images. Yeah, it looks like a wolf with kangaroo ears. Yeah, some of this looks like wolf, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Dobermans.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Zacariah came. No?
Oh, I don't know. Hey, Zach, you're back. We lost you at the point where we were speaking.
Sorry.
Hello, Zacariah. Let me mute myself.
What were we talking about again? I'm sorry. My internet is being...
Let's maybe try a webinar later when you have a better connection, when you're on your computer and you are hardwired, because right now we lost you again. But the stories you are telling are very interesting and the songs are very nice. So, Zinaida, you wanted to say more? Anything else? What are your experiences? You told a lot about your experiences. Can I help you in any way?
Yes, Max. Yesterday, actually, I was watching a gym webinar. From morning. It was 7 o'clock in here. But before yesterday, it was very negative attack.
Yes.
And I don't know, it really comes or from YouTube or from someone else, and I felt like lost with a headache. I was doing some ritual praying stuff, you know, to take that from me. Even though it took me like whole day, even in a night, like 2 until 2:20. I feel like I was like talking to myself, but I was talking with the 𝗪𝗪𝗓.
Oh, you think you were in contact with 𝗪𝗪𝗓?
Maybe that's why. I mean, there was so many people. I couldn't ask Jim to ask him if I was talking with him.
Okay.
And I start crying. It's almost like 10 minutes. I was weeping. So
Very
I couldn't
interesting.
sleep. Yeah, I was praying. I don't know what was a huge negative. So it makes me like you know, cry in the morning.
I understand.
Yeah. So I was awake. I was talking. You know, thinking, talking, and then I went to sleep, and I'm okay.
Yeah, sleep really helps. Like new day starts and you get new ideas and kind of forget about the past traumas. Yeah. Same thing with me. Like after Draconian King, I was sick for 4 days.
Oh yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wasn't even here when I was saying to myself, I have to register, and I want to tell him, be careful with him, because all the time when he channels and I watch, that's it.
About Nick? Yeah, but he brings a lot of people and he brings a lot of energy. I think his energy is both. It's very male. It's on one hand it's harmful, on the other hand it's very fruitful. There is lots of fruits from it. So I think overall.
Yeah, but he hurts Nick.
Oh, I mean,
But
Nick
he gets very angry, you know, and that energy hurts him. It's not.
Oh, maybe yes. Yeah, that's why I invite in very positive ones. So I.
Yeah.
But I think with general it wasn't that bad today. I think Nick was fine.
From Erra?
The general, no, the general.
Oh, the
Reptilian.
Oh, he was, because yeah, he was quiet, but they cannot be quiet all the time. So it's very.
I think Nick is on the spiritual path, and he believes his spiritual path is to unite the humans and the reptilians. So that's why I think you know, what he's doing is important for him as well.
Maybe he knows what he's doing. But he could just channel and us channel more positive, you know, that they don't go low vibration, you know, the same way that he acts like he was, you know, got very angry and he started crying. It's like he shook his whole vibration. He makes him more lower. There is the chakras, so he can just, you know, vowel everything.
Hi, I kind of just like came in, so.
Hey, Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Are you guys talking about the Draconian King?
Yeah, as usual.
For some reason, I don't get sick when I watch him. I really don't know why. Everybody's like, oh, I feel really sick, and I'm like, I don't really feel anything. I mean, he got angry that one time, then I thought Nick was gonna cry or something, because he just came out of Nick, and then Nick's like, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and I'm like, oh my god. But no, I don't know why I don't get sick from him, but I remember when he first came.
You just feel the energy, you know.
Yeah. I remember when he first came through, he had this like demonic, really low tone voice, and I'm like, oh my god. It was so low. It was crazy. So yeah, if you met him in person, he'd probably be really. I understand now how low their voices are, at least his. But yeah.
We just watched Hobbit, and there was a dragon there.
Oh yeah, I love that movie. I love the elves. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we want someone to channel elves. We already spoke to a fairy, but never to an elf.
Hey, if I actually can channel, I will channel. I'll try to channel an elf for you because, well, I don't know. I feel really connected with nature, and I'm gaining all these languages now, so I think I might get something out of it because I don't know. I feel like it. I mean, I was practicing earlier, and I was watching one of your webinars, and you channeled an not you, but Jim did. He channeled an Arcturian, and like I was saying this language, just practicing it, and it kind of sounded similar, but then I wasn't going high pitched with it, and I started going high pitched, and I was like, this kind of sounds a little similar. So I think I have 2 languages, but I'm not really sure yet. But I think I need to practice more, if that makes sense. But it's kind of hard because okay, when you guys left the webinar earlier today, there was still a call going on, and Sabrina channeled this Lyran that she channeled yesterday with me, and the Lyran was trying to help me with the language speaking, and so it was really interesting. I mean, I gained a Lyran language and I gained an Arcturian language, so.
Great. So was it Lyran really spoke through Sabrina and you conversed with them?
Yeah, but the Lyran told me to start letting go and stop like thinking, because what I do is when I first started talking Lyran, I was editing the words a little bit because I thought it was wrong, and then Lyran was like, you need to stop editing the words, you need to stop thinking and just let go and just talk and just go for it. And I'm like, okay, so it actually helps a lot. It's just like you're singing a song and you're not remembering the lyrics, you just know it, you know? Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah, when Sabrina was trying to tell a certain poem, she also was trying to edit it, and then you know, after a couple lines it stopped because you're not supposed to edit whatever comes through you. Yes.
Yeah, she was talking to me about that. She had the same experience, and it's like, it's just hard not to, because it's really hard for me. I'm trying to learn Korean, and now all these other languages are just coming through, and it's like, oh god, I have 3 languages I gotta learn now. But the other 2 I don't have to worry about, but the one I actually really have to get down on, because that's what I want to do for a job. I want to teach English in Korea, so gotta know some Korean. So.
Oh, you want to teach English in Korea?
Oh yeah, yes. It all started with me watching Korean dramas, and then this idea just came through. And it's
like, I love them. I watch them.
Korean what? Korean what? What was that?
Korean dramas.
Dramas. Oh.
Yes.
I have no clue what they are. I could imagine though. I could imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, they have very, very, very nice movies. I love them.
I know. I love their language. I used to be obsessed with Japanese.
You can go Drama Fever.
I go on that, yes.
Oh, me too.
Oh my god.
What is that? What is it? Tell us.
Drama Fever. And there's lots of Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Latin, I think, yes, Spanish movies. It's really interesting.
With subtitles, and okay, I find Koreans really clean people. It's not like, you know how you watch American movies, and some of those love movies are really dirty and just crazy. Okay, Korean is like, it's the cute romance where like you get a kiss on the cheek, or like there's actually a really cool way for 2 people to meet, you know? So that's why I'm so interested in them, because in American romance, it's like, hey, I see you, want to be my girlfriend? But like if it's Korean drama, there's like a totally weird way, impossible way for 2 people to meet. So I don't know, it's interesting, and that's why I love them. That's also why I just want to teach English. Oh, what's that? Oh, you're going on it.
So yes, American movies are different vibrations.
It's free to them.
Yeah, Russian movies are also some of the old Russian movies, Soviet Union movies, are very clean,
it's so beautiful.
very
I love
purified.
them.
The new ones are not at all. They're
Yeah,
kind
because in the old ones we have feelings more. I mean, when they play their cast, they go with the heart. You know, they really do the work. So I love them more than the new ones. It's very coldish and.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just I don't really get anything from like these American movies these days. So when I watch Korean stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, where have I been my whole life? I mean, I sometimes I just feel like I belong in Korea or something because, oh my gosh, where I live is just terrible.
Emperor Key, I love her.
I'm very, very in tune with India. I'm all into Indian music, Indian food. I guess my recent past lives was in India. I was told I was a mother in India, so I'm a very motherly and very Indian.
He said legend says that.
Don't you just hate it when people judge your music though?
That
If it's a different language.
Grizella's daughter comes from another planet of the reptile universe, from another side of the universe. It's also not reptile.
I think they were talking about something important for this webinar, right? Another universe.
My daughter, she's 11 and she's learning by herself Japanese.
Oh.
She talks.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're right.
Konnichiwa.
Oh, yes. Don't say that, otherwise she will come.
I know some just from subtitles, but I'm actually really trying to learn Korean. It's crazy.
Oh, she said some words too. She's all in Asia. I don't know why.
I am too. I really don't know why I am either. I did hear